What's up guys, Kara Corey here and welcome back to the channel. Today's recipe has been highly requested. I've thrown this into vlogs before, but people are always direct messaging me on Instagram, all that stuff, asking for my brownie bowl recipe. It's very simple. You are going to be required to have these set ingredients though. So I'm going to show you this delicious high protein brownie bowl. Tastes just so good. Like it tastes like a Uno's brownie bowl dessert, which happens to be my favorite dessert. You can recreate that stuff at home so much easier. So this has been a lifesaver for me. What you are going to need is the Per Vitam Vegan Protein. For those of you that ask, well, if I use my MTS whey, you can use that. It's not going to taste the same. And I love MTS whey, but this is what you're going to need. This has this deep, rich, chocolatey taste to it. But also, if you have another vegan protein, the ingredients are not going to be the same. I've never seen another vegan protein that has the same ingredient profile as the Per Vitam. This is a great source of complete protein, so if you are vegan, I highly recommend you check it out. The combination of ingredients in Per Vitam Vegan Protein is what gives it the texture and the taste that this brownie bowl has. So that's essential. I gotta put that out there right now. So 1 full scoop of this protein is 21 protein, 4 carb, and 2 fat. I just got done working out, so I'm gonna do a scoop and a half just because I wanna have a little bit more protein to start. So I'm gonna throw a scoop and a half in here. And you'll notice the Per Vitam protein, it is very powdery like, so you can tell I got a little bit on my hands. It's got some brown rice protein in there that does make it just a little bit more floury like, I guess. Minimal ingredients for this. I also use the Hershey's Cocoa Special Dark. The Special Dark to me does make a difference in flavor versus if you just use regular, so I recommend going out of your way to get the Special Dark. We're gonna add 1 full tablespoon, or if you're in prep and measuring it out, ends up being about 5 grams. So 1 tablespoon of that, and then we are just gonna need some baking powder. You guys should have that on hand. We're gonna use 1/4 of a teaspoon of the baking powder. And I should mention too, all of this is just going into a microwavable safe bowl. You don't need to spray it or worry about any of that. This recipe just is gonna be thrown in the microwave. So the last thing here we're gonna add in is just gonna be some milk. I've tried it with coconut milk and I honestly don't think it tastes as good, so I do think milk matters. I've tried it with almond milk and cashew and I've gotten good results with both. But we're gonna go ahead and add 1/3 cup of milk. That's what I recommend starting with. And we're gonna pour that in there and stir it up. And what you will notice if you've made brownie bowls with other proteins is due to the ingredients in Per Vitam, this is going to remain extremely thick. That's okay. You don't wanna get it super watery because then you're gonna lose that chocolatey flavor. So at this point, go ahead and mix it up. So now just go ahead and use your spoon and mix it up. And at first it always looks kind of watery, but then once you get all the protein in there, you're like, oh my God, it's too thick, but it's not too thick. So you will notice the batter will stay a little bit lumpy, and that's okay. That's just how it's gonna be. I'm getting all my goods off my spoon. So once you've got that all mixed up, we're gonna go ahead and put it in the microwave. I usually put it in for 1 full minute. If you like it a little bit like meltier in the middle, you could do less time, but 60 seconds is usually perfect. So I put this in the microwave for 60 seconds. It's still a little bit soft in the middle, but nice and brownie-like texture on the outside. So this is the fun part. This is where you save your macros for any great toppings that you want on top. I prefer a combination of mini dark chocolate chips. If you get the mini ones, they go a ton further. So I'm gonna throw like 8 grams of mini chocolate chips on there, which I think is 1/2 serving. I like to get the chocolate chips on there first because then they start to get all melty. And then the next thing I'm gonna use is just some sweetened coconut flakes. I'm gonna do like 5 grams. Okay, last but not least, I like to do a little bit of fat-free Ready Whip. Usually do about 20 grams. And that's it. That's gonna conclude your brownie bowl. I don't know why, but I like the way it tastes if I let it sit for a couple minutes. I just like it to kind of cool down, get in all those flavors, and then I dig in. And it's a rich, delicious tasting brownie. I don't necessarily find that it fills me up, so if you are someone that's like starving, I would probably not recommend this, but if you're looking for something to really satisfy your sweet tooth, this has helped me out a ton with sweet cravings to be able to kind of manage them and not like go overboard on something else. So make sure you guys give this recipe a try. If you make it, tag me on Instagram. I love seeing when you guys tag me in your recipes that you make of mine. And obviously make sure you go to tigerfitness.com, get your Per Vitam Vegan Protein, and I'll see you guys in the next recipe.